not in grand betrayals, but in the quiet erosion of your worth. A dismissive glance, a sarcastic remark, an unspoken disregard. Like cracks in the hull of a ship, these small fractures can sink even the strongest of relationships if left unchecked. The Stoics teach us that respect is not something we demand. It is something we embody. It is not found in control over others, but in mastery over ourselves. When we stand firm in our values, when we refuse to be ruled by ego or emotion, we naturally command the respect we seek. But how do we recognize the hidden signs of disrespect? How do we respond without anger, without losing ourselves in conflict? And most importantly, how do we rebuild relationships where respect has faded? In this video, we'll explore 9 timeless Stoic lessons to ensure no one disrespects you again. Lessons that will sharpen your awareness, strengthen your character, and help you navigate even the stormiest waters with unwavering resolve. Stay until the end, absorb each lesson, and if you're ready to take this journey, comment, "I embrace strength," a small step toward a life of quiet strength and unshakable respect. 1. Compassion. In Stoic philosophy, compassion is not mere kindness. It is wisdom in action. It is the ability to see the suffering of others, not with pity, but with understanding. True compassion is not weakness. It is strength, rooted in the mastery of one's own emotions. Marcus Aurelius once advised, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I'm about to criticize?" This simple reflection shifts our focus from judgment to humility, from blame to connection. To cultivate compassion, begin with yourself. Accept your own flaws, not as excuses, but as realities, to be improved. When you forgive yourself, you open the door to forgiving others. Next, listen, not to reply, but to understand. True listening dissolves barriers and fosters respect. Finally, embody compassion through action. A word of encouragement, a moment of patience, an act of generosity. These small gestures ripple outward, shaping a world where respect flows naturally. Forgiveness is the ultimate expression of compassion, not a gift to others, but a liberation for yourself. Holding on to resentment is like gripping a burning coal. Only when you release it do you free yourself from the pain. In letting go, we cultivate inner peace, allowing compassion to flourish. The impact is profound. Compassion does not make you weak. It makes you unshakable. It strengthens relationships, diffuses conflict, and elevates your presence in any room. A person who embodies compassion commands respect effortlessly without ever demanding it. Have you ever noticed how your attitude toward others shapes their response to you? Try practicing true Stoic compassion, not as an obligation, but as a path to strength and harmony. In the end, compassion is not just a virtue. It is a force that transforms both you and the world around you. 2. Right speech. Words are not merely sounds. They shape our reality, build our reputation, and determine how others treat us. The Stoics understood that speech is a reflection of character, and mastering it is key to commanding respect. First and foremost, speak the truth. Honesty is the foundation of trust, and trust breeds respect. A person known for truthfulness never needs to demand credibility. It is given freely. Imagine being in an important meeting where you make a mistake. If you try to conceal it, suspicion follows. But if you acknowledge it with integrity, people respect your courage and responsibility. Truth strengthens while deception weakens. Yet truth alone is not enough. Kindness in speech is just as powerful. Words have the ability to heal or destroy. Instead of harsh criticism, offer constructive feedback. A Stoic does not lash out in anger, but speaks with calm reason. Even in disagreement, maintaining composure earns admiration. It is not about pleasing everyone, but about commanding respect. Through wisdom and restraint, equally important is speaking with purpose. Words should add value, whether by sharing knowledge, solving problems, or uplifting others. Meaningless chatter dilutes your presence. A person who speaks with intention is listened to. A person who speaks carelessly is ignored. Ask yourself, are my words contributing to something meaningful, or are they just noise? Silence, too, is a form of speech. Knowing when to remain silent is a sign of strength, not weakness. Many conflicts are fueled by unnecessary words, by the need to have the last say. A wise person understands that not every battle is worth engaging in. Sometimes, silence is the most dignified response. It preserves energy, diffuses tension, and commands quiet authority. Above all, think before you speak. Before uttering words, ask yourself, will this bring benefit or harm? Will it create clarity or confusion? Will it uplift or tear down? True respect is earned not by speaking often, but by speaking wisely. Let me know the topics you are interested in, and I will share details in the next videos. Your opinion is the inspiration for us to discover profound and useful knowledge together. Reflect on how you use your words. Have you ever witnessed a situation where a well-timed silence or a measured response turned conflict into understanding? Share your experiences in the comments. Master your speech, and you will master the way the world perceives you. 3. Mindfulness. Have you ever wondered why some people command respect effortlessly while others struggle to be taken seriously? The answer lies not in force, but in presence. In Stoic philosophy, mindfulness is not just a practice. It is a way of being, a discipline that cultivates self-respect and inner strength. To live mindfully is to be fully present, to observe without being controlled by fleeting emotions. When we are mindful, we respond to life's challenges with clarity, not reactivity. Marcus Aurelius often reflected in solitude, using deep breathing and stillness to anchor himself amidst chaos. Imagine yourself doing the same, sitting quietly, feeling each breath, allowing thoughts to pass without attachment. This practice builds composure, making you unshakable in the face of disrespect. Consider this. You're in a meeting, and a colleague unfairly blames you for an error. Instinctively, your pulse quickens, anger rises. But instead of reacting, you pause, take a breath, and respond with measured calm. I understand your concern. The issue was caused by the system, and I'll work with the technical team to resolve it. In that moment, you assert your position without aggression, demonstrating self-respect and control, forcing others to respect you in return. Mindfulness is not passive. It is the ultimate power. It keeps you from being a slave to emotions, allowing you to navigate life with grace and authority. Master it, and you will find that respect is not something you chase. It is something you naturally attract. 4. forgiveness. At some point in life, we all face disappointment, betrayal by a friend, a broken promise, or a painful injustice. The wound lingers, resentment festers, and without realizing it, we carry the burden of past hurt like a chain around our soul. But the Stoics teach us a powerful truth. Forgiveness is not a gift to others. It is a liberation of the self. Forgiveness does not mean excusing wrongdoing or forgetting pain. It means choosing not to be consumed by it. When we forgive, we reclaim our peace, refusing to let anger dictate our emotions. Epictetus reminds us, people are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. We cannot control the past, but we can control how we let it shape us. Yet, one of the hardest lessons is self-forgiveness. Often, we are harsher on ourselves than on others, replaying past mistakes, trapped in cycles of regret. But the Stoics saw mistakes not as failures, but as lessons. To accept our flaws, learn from them, and move forward with wisdom is the essence of true self-respect. No one is perfect, and every misstep is an opportunity for growth. A powerful example is Nelson Mandela, who endured 27 years of imprisonment, yet chose to forgive those who oppressed him. He understood that clinging to hatred would only imprison him further. His forgiveness did not erase the past. It transformed it, turning suffering into strength and making him a symbol of peace. The benefits of forgiveness are profound. It reduces stress, improves mental clarity, and fosters deeper, healthier relationships. It is not about weakness, but about strength. The strength to rise above pain, to refuse to let bitterness rule your life. Forgiveness is a choice, a discipline, a path to freedom. Have you ever experienced the weight of resentment lifting after letting go? Share your thoughts below. Your story may inspire someone still searching for peace. 5. Non-attachment. What if the secret to never being disrespected wasn't about changing others, but about changing how we see the world? The Stoics teach that true strength comes from non-attachment, detaching from outcomes, material possessions, and the need for approval. When you master this, you become untouchable. First, detach from outcomes. Imagine putting your heart into a project only to see it fail. Most people would feel defeated, but a Stoic remains unmoved because their focus is on effort, not results. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It stands ready against the accidental and the unforeseen. In other words, life is unpredictable. If you only find peace in success, you will always be at the mercy of circumstances. Instead, place your fulfillment in the process, in your discipline and resilience. When you do this, even insults and disrespect lose their power over you. Next, let go of attachment to material things. The more you depend on possessions for your identity, the easier it is for others to control you. Seneca advised that we should live simply, so that wealth and luxury do not own us. When you are content with little, you remain free. Listen deeply, feel each hidden meaning, and discover the most valuable thing you can learn for yourself. Don't forget to write down what you learn, to remember and spread this message to others, everybody. No one can use loss or status against you because your worth is not tied to external things. Free yourself from the need for approval. Many people live their lives trying to gain respect from others, bending to expectations, fearing judgment. But the moment you stop seeking validation, you become powerful. You move with certainty, not because others approve, but because you trust yourself. True respect is earned not by chasing it, but by embodying strength and conviction. Finally, practice contentment. The Stoics believed that happiness is not found in grand achievements, but in appreciating the present moment. When you are grateful for what you have, you radiate a quiet confidence that naturally commands respect. People admire those who are at peace with themselves, unshaken by external chaos. Non-attachment is not indifference. It is the ultimate form of control. It allows you to engage fully with life while remaining free from its grasp. Apply these Stoic principles, and you will not only avoid disrespect, but live with an unshakable sense of self. Thank you for watching this far. You've already taken a powerful step in mastering Stoic wisdom. Now, let's continue exploring another key virtue, one that deepens self-respect and naturally commands respect from others. Stay with me. 6. Humility. True strength is not found in arrogance, but in humility. The Stoics understood that recognizing our own limitations is not weakness, it is wisdom. A humble person does not see themselves as above others, nor do they seek validation through dominance. Instead, they embrace a quiet confidence, an openness to learning, and a deep respect for the contributions of others. This, in turn, earns them respect. Humility begins with acknowledging our imperfections. No one is perfect, and the wise do not pretend to be. They understand that every person they meet knows something they do not. When you adopt this mindset, you remain open to growth, avoiding the rigid pride that blinds so many. Epictetus taught that true wisdom comes from being willing to learn, even from those who seem beneath us. The more you listen, the more you grow, and the more respect you naturally command. A key aspect of humility is recognizing and valuing others. When you acknowledge the contributions of those around you, whether a colleague's hard work or a friend's wisdom, you foster an environment of mutual respect. People who feel appreciated return that appreciation. Respect is not demanded, it is reflected back to those who give it freely. Another powerful expression of humility is service to others. Helping without expectation is a mark of true strength. The Stoics believed that we are all interconnected, and our duty is to support one another. Seneca reminds us, while we teach, we learn. Sharing knowledge, offering guidance, or simply lending a hand creates bonds of trust and respect. Those who serve with sincerity are remembered and valued. Finally, humility is essential in collaboration. No one succeeds alone. The ability to recognize the strengths of others, to work with them rather than against them, is a skill that not only brings personal growth, but also strengthens entire communities. A person who collaborates with respect, rather than seeking to dominate, is someone who others look up to. Humility is not about lowering yourself. It is about rising above ego. It allows you to move through life with grace, constantly improving and naturally earning the respect of those around you. When you let go of pride and embrace the other learner, you become unstoppable. Practice humility, and you will find that respect follows effortlessly. 7. Patience. Patience is not just the ability to wait, it is the power to endure without losing control. In a world that demands instant results, patience has become a rare virtue. Yet, those who cultivate it possess an unshakable strength. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable, filled with obstacles and delays. But instead of fighting against time, they mastered the art of waiting, of accepting difficulties with grace. In Stoic philosophy, patience is not passive. It is an active choice to remain calm in the face of adversity. It is the discipline to resist frustration, to view setbacks as opportunities for growth. Seneca reminds us, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Every challenge is a test of endurance, a lesson in resilience. The impatient react impulsively, ruled by emotions. The patient, however, observe, adapt, and respond with wisdom. Consider this. Philip, a diligent employee, is publicly insulted by a colleague in a meeting. The instinctive reaction would be to lash out, to defend his pride. But Philip, practicing Stoic patience, takes a deep breath. Instead of retaliating, he reflects, why did this person act this way? Perhaps stress, personal struggles, or insecurity led to their outburst. Later, Philip approaches the colleague privately, addressing the issue calmly. By choosing patience over anger, he not only diffuses the conflict, but also earns respect for his composure. This is the power of patience. It prevents us from being controlled by our emotions, allowing us to respond rather than react. When you develop patience, you no longer take offense easily. You understand that most disrespect stems from ignorance or inner turmoil in others, not from a personal attack. This realization frees you from unnecessary suffering. Beyond handling conflicts, patience is essential in pursuing goals. Many people abandon their dreams simply because results do not come quickly enough. They mistake temporary failure for permanent defeat. The Stoics, however, saw every setback as part of the journey. Marcus Aurelius teaches us, what stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles are not signals to quit, but lessons to master. Practicing patience also cultivates forgiveness and understanding. A patient person does not hold grudges or seek revenge. They recognize that human nature is flawed, and they choose to meet imperfection with wisdom rather than resentment. This mindset not only strengthens relationships, but also grants inner peace, making one immune to the chaos of external circumstances. Mastering patience is not easy. It requires daily effort, a conscious choice to slow down, to breathe, to observe before acting. But those who succeed find themselves respected, admired, and in control of their emotions. If you've ever witnessed how patience transformed a difficult situation, share your experience below. And now, let's move forward to another powerful Stoic virtue, one that not only earns respect, but creates deep, lasting connections with others. Stay with me. 8. Kindness. Kindness is often mistaken for weakness, but in reality, it is one of the greatest strengths a person can possess. The Stoics understood that true power does not come from dominance or aggression, but from the ability to remain calm, compassionate, and unwavering in one's character. A person who practices kindness is not easily shaken by disrespect, nor do they feel the need to prove their worth through force. Instead, they command respect through their actions, their integrity, and their ability to uplift others. Kindness is more than just an action. It is a way of being. a reflection of inner strength. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In other words, instead of demanding respect, embody the values that naturally earn it. One of the simplest, yet most powerful ways to do this is through daily acts of kindness, a genuine compliment, a moment of patience or willingness to listen can transform both our relationships and our own sense of peace. But kindness is not only about how we treat others, it is also about how we treat ourselves. Glad to know you found the video useful. Please share the lessons you have learned and apply them to life. Don't forget to share this video with friends and relatives. Wishing you a day filled with joy. Self-respect begins with self-compassion. Many people are quick to forgive others, but harshly judge themselves. They dwell on past mistakes, burdened by guilt and self-criticism. The Stoics teach us that this serves no purpose. The past cannot be changed, but we can choose to learn and move forward. True kindness includes the ability to forgive ourselves, to let go of unnecessary suffering, and to focus on growth. Consider a leader in a workplace. Two employees make a mistake. One is met with harsh criticism, the other with a firm but understanding correction. The second employee, knowing they are given space to improve, works harder, respects their leader more, and grows stronger. Kindness, when paired with wisdom, inspires loyalty and admiration. It does not mean tolerating injustice or allowing oneself to be taken advantage of. It means choosing strength over cruelty, control over reaction, wisdom over pride. Moreover, kindness creates an environment of mutual respect. When you treat others with dignity, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated in return. This does not mean allowing disrespect. It means responding to it with grace and self-assurance, rather than hostility. A person who is kind but firm, understanding but resolute, is naturally respected. Ultimately, kindness does not just change how others see us, it transforms who we are. It makes us more patient, more resilient, and more centered. When you embody this virtue, you will find that you no longer need to seek respect. It will come to you effortlessly. If you've ever experienced the power of kindness in your own life, share your story below. And now let's explore the final Stoic lesson, the one that ties everything together and ensures that no one will ever disrespect you again. Stay with me. 9. Gratitude. Gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion. It is a discipline, a way of seeing the world that transforms both our inner state and our relationships. The Stoics understood that a grateful heart is an unshakable heart. When we recognize and appreciate what we have, we become less vulnerable to external negativity, including disrespect. Practicing gratitude does not mean ignoring hardships. It means shifting our focus from what is lacking to what is present. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." Instead of dwelling on what we cannot change, we should cherish the opportunities still ahead. One of the most effective ways to cultivate gratitude is keeping a daily journal. Each day, write down 3 things you are grateful for, whether it's a kind word from a friend, the warmth of the sun, or a lesson learned from a challenge. This simple habit rewires the mind to seek value in the present rather than longing for what is missing. Beyond reflection, gratitude must be expressed. A sincere thank you strengthens relationships and spreads positive energy. Even in moments of conflict, acknowledging another's effort can shift the dynamic from hostility to mutual respect. Gratitude also extends to mindful living, consuming only what we need, valuing experiences over possessions, and recognizing that true wealth lies not in accumulation, but in appreciation. When we adopt this mindset, we move through life with greater contentment, resilience, and dignity. In gratitude, we find peace. In peace, we find strength. Compassion. In Stoic philosophy, compassion isn't just a fleeting kindness. It's a profound strength rooted in wisdom and self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that everyone carries their own hidden struggles. And when you grasp this, you're less likely to judge or flare up in anger. Picture yourself in a meeting where someone interrupts you mid-sentence. Instead of letting irritation take over, you pause, take a breath, and wonder what's driving them right now. Maybe it's pressure from work, a fear of failure, or a bad day you know nothing about. Choosing this perspective doesn't just keep you calm, it turns a tense moment into a chance to connect. Compassion doesn't mean you're soft or a pushover. It's the ability to stand firm amid insults without letting negative emotions sweep you away. Think of Viktor Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps. He didn't curse his captors, but sought to understand their own buried pain, preserving his spirit in the process. This wasn't about excusing their cruelty, it was about refusing to let hatred imprison him further. In today's world, where small conflicts like an ignored text or a nasty online comment pop up daily, compassion acts as a shield for your mind, letting you respond with poise instead of rage. Practicing compassion starts with yourself. When you mess up, miss a deadline, or snap at someone, don't beat yourself up. Accept that you're not perfect, learn from it, and move on. This self-forgiveness opens the door to extending the same grace to others. Listening is another key piece. When someone speaks, resist the urge to jump in or argue. Just hear them. Feel what they're going through. A sincere word of encouragement, a nod of understanding, or a small act like helping someone pick up dropped groceries can shift how they see you. These things take little effort, but ripple outward, earning you respect without you ever asking for it. Compassion goes deeper in close relationships. When a friend hurts you, instead of cutting ties or hitting back, try sitting down and asking what's really going on. Maybe they're wrestling with something you've never glimpsed. By approaching it this way, you don't just mend the bond, you build something stronger based on mutual understanding. Science backs this up too. Studies show people who practice compassion have lower stress, better mental health, and stronger connections. So next time you face disrespect, don't react on impulse. Choose compassion. It frees you from suffering and makes you someone others can't help but admire. Outline 4. Expanding the remaining 8 topics too. Speech words are a mirror of who you are. The Stoics believed speaking truthfully, kindly, and with purpose builds trust without you having to demand it. Imagine owning up to a mistake at work instead of hiding it. Your honesty might surprise people and win their respect, but it's not just about truth, it's how you say it. A gentle, constructive critique outshines a barrage of harsh words any day. Silence is an art too. Knowing when to hold back spares you pointless fights and keeps you composed. In an age of social media where careless remarks fly, Mastering your speech matters more than ever. Before you talk, ask, what will this bring? If it's clarity or connection, speak. If not, stay quiet. Wise words don't just shape how others see you, they shape who you become. 3. Mindfulness. Living. Mindfully means being fully in the moment, not swept away by emotions. Marcus Aurelius would sit alone, breathing deeply to find peace amid chaos. Try it. When someone criticizes you, don't snap back. Pause, feel your breath, and reply with clarity, not anger. In a world buzzing with distractions, phones pinging, notifications piling up, mindfulness gives you back control. It's not about meditating for hours. It's focusing on what you're doing, whether eating breakfast or chatting with a friend. When you're truly present, you radiate a quiet pull that others can't ignore. Picture a noisy meeting where everyone's shouting, but you listen calmly and offer a sharp insight. Your steadiness turns heads. Mindfulness helps you weather tough moments and marks you as someone reliable and respected. Practice it by spending a few minutes daily observing your thoughts without judgment. You'll grow steadier with every storm. 4. Forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't about erasing wrongs or letting them slide. It's about freeing yourself from their weight. Epictetus said, "We're not hurt by events, but by how we view them." When someone wounds you, a sharp word, a betrayal, you could cling to that pain, but it only drags you down. Look at Nelson Mandela, who forgave his captors after 27 years in prison. He didn't do it for their sake, but to liberate himself. Forgiving yourself matters just as much. Who hasn't stumbled? Instead of dwelling on a past mistake, treat it as a lesson and keep going. In daily life, letting go of a coworker's jab or a family spat preserves harmony and shows you're above pettiness. Forgiveness is tough, but it brings peace and earns you admiration. Few have the guts to rise above like that. 5. Non-attachment. Non-attachment is the key to living free and unshaken by disrespect. Stoics taught that happiness doesn't hinge on outcomes, possessions, or others' approval. It's about mastering yourself. Say you pour your heart into a project and it flops. Rather than collapse, you focus on what you gained and push forward. Marcus Aurelius likened life to wrestling, not dancing. You've got to brave for surprises without clinging. In a society obsessed with flashy cars, big houses, and online likes, letting go of those crutches sets you apart. You don't need validation to feel whole, and that quiet confidence commands respect. Try living simpler, wanting less, and you'll find yourself stronger, untouchable by anything external. 6. Humility. Humility isn't about shrinking yourself. It's shedding ego to grow. Stoics saw everyone as a teacher, even those you might overlook. Recall a time someone unexpected gave you advice that stuck. Didn't it shift how you saw them? When you credit others, a coworker's idea, a friend's quiet help, you foster mutual respect. Humility shines in serving without expecting payback, helping someone not for thanks, but because it's right. Seneca said, "We learn as we teach." In life, humble people don't boast or bulldoze. They're remembered and valued for being real with themselves and others. 7. Patience. Patience is the power to endure without breaking. In a world hooked on an instant results, Stoics remind us we can't always rush time. Stuck in traffic? Instead of fuming, reflect or listen to something useful. Seneca said, "Struggles toughen the mind like work toughens the body. When someone snaps at you, patience stops you from firing back. Instead, you dig into why they lashed out and handle it wisely. At work, it's the grit to push past setbacks. Edison failed thousands of times before the light bulb clicked. Practice it by breathing through frustration. It's hard, but it makes you a calm, respected force. 8. Kindness. Kindness isn't weakness. It's strength in action. Marcus Aurelius urged us to stop debating goodness and just live it. A real compliment, a small favor, or patience with someone struggling can shift everything around you. But it's also about being kind to yourself. Don't torment yourself over slip-ups. Learn and move on. In a workplace, a leader who lifts people up instead of tearing them down wins loyalty and respect. Kindness isn't letting others walk over you. It pairs with resolve, letting you stand firm while staying warm. Live kindly, and respect flows to you effortlessly. People can't resist genuine heart. 9. Gratitude. Gratitude is living fully, even in hard times. Marcus Aurelius said to treasure what's left and live it well. Instead of griping about what's missing, focus on what's here: a roof, a meal, a good friend. Writing 3 things you're thankful for daily rewires your outlook from dark to bright. Saying thanks, whether to a waiter or a loved one, boosts them and spreads good vibes. In our rushed lives, gratitude slows you down, keeps you simple, and finds joy in little things. Grateful people don't crumble under disrespect. They've got inner peace. Live with gratitude, and your quiet strength draws all naturally. And when we radiate this quiet confidence, respect follows naturally. We've just explored 9 timeless Stoic lessons that can help you command respect effortlessly, not by demanding it, but by embodying strength, wisdom, and virtue. From mindfulness to kindness, from patience to non-attachment, each principle is a step toward a life of quiet confidence and inner peace. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which lesson resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video valuable, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new insight on Stoic philosophy. Keep applying these lessons and you'll find that respect is not something you chase. It's something you attract. See you in the next video.